It's time in Arizona. We're in the ALD or the NLDS, excuse me, taking on the Atlanta Braves. We have a 2-1 series. Looking to close it out. We're sending David Price out to the mound, the Cy Young winner in the National League for the season, as well as the National League Most Valuable Player. We're actually in Carter Field trying to close this one out. In hostile territory a little bit, but I'm not too worried about our chances to win here because we still are the better team, obviously, because we won a game this year, and we have home field advantage in the series and for us playoff overall. So I know we're the better team. I'm hoping that we can win this even though it's on the road. Because anything can happen in game five, even if it is in Arizona. They would have to win having won the last game. Won the last game by in margin of 5-1, beating Chris Hedges, who has played pitched 3 times in the playoffs so far. He has played games 1 and 3 of the NLDS, as well as pitching in the decisive wild card game versus the Dodgers. So he had quite a workload this postseason for the Braves. They're really working their ace out there. It's going to be Julio Teheran taking the mound for the Braves today against David Price. The youngster has work cut out for him. Hopefully he can have a good enough game to try and keep his team in the game, even though their offense is less than stellar, to say the least. We're going to see what Kirk Gibson is throwing out there in postseason. Lineup here is pretty much the standard lineup. We got Shuck, Jennings, Wright, Goldschmidt, Myers, Montero, Owings, and Rendon in the 8th, followed by the pitcher David Price. Let's look at Julio Teheran. Regular season, 13 and 11 is a 3.38 ERA, and only gave up 81. Pretty good. A lot of strikeouts for him. Well, maybe not a lot, but like a good amount of strikeouts for the young arm for the Atlanta Braves. I really like Julio Teheran. Anyway, we got JB Shuck at the first pitch of the game is going to take this deep out to left field, and that is going to be chased by former Diamondback Justin Upton. That's one of the big storylines. Seeing if Justin Upton can take revenge on his former team. So let's see what the new Brave manager has for us. They have Shane Victorino, Chris Johnson, Freeman Hayward, Upton Dolman, Andrelton Simmons, and A. Rosario playing second base. Looks like Tommy Costello did not pan out for the team in this game, and David Price, 25-2, even though he did his first start this playoff, has rarely lost the season. That's only third all year. I mean, compared to someone like Salazar, who still has yet to lose all year, it doesn't seem like much. But anyway, David Price is not going to start off well, as this one's going to be a double into the gap behind Desmond Jennings, and he doesn't get there fast enough. So it's going to land, and the leadoff man is on base, and now Chris Johnson up the bat, 1-2 count, and he is going to get a hit because Owings tries to make a great defensive play, but he goes a little bit too far, and it's an infield hit. Now, runners on the corners without an out yet. Freddie Freeman, we're going to throw it home because I don't know why he would go home on a ground out anyway, especially in the playoffs. The game's logic is kind of flawed sometimes. Anyway, Jason Hayward, I believe, is going to fly out now. So they have not yet scored a run. And now Justin Upton, I believe this is going to fly out again. So the Braves waste a leadoff double and then another base hit. Second inning here, we are going to get Goldschmidt is going to double into the gap. It's going to go between the outfielders. So he is going to be safe in second. Thinks about going for 3. Not going to be that dumb, even though he does have good speed, decent speed anyway. Uh, anyway, we're going to follow that up by grounding into a double play with Chris Owings after we did get another out. So no runs score. Both teams have wasted opportunities with runners in scoring position to lead off the inning. This one goes right up the middle. Really couldn't field that with anyone. David Price missed it, and then neither of our infielders could come to recover fast enough. But next batter is going to ground right to Rendon, and it's going to be a double play. So we get out of that inning, and now we have more batting for the Arizona Diamondbacks, and this is going to be a strikeout on Anthony Rendon. Teheran had it working tonight, but so did Price. Price is going to get this guy to fly out. This isn't a really great highlight, but he was doing quite well all night. He did not give up too many runs or too many hits, even though he did have a rough first inning, which kind of skewed his stats. He has been doing a good job of getting out of jams, even though he does give up a base runner here with 2 outs, I believe, in the inning. Yes, but he is going to come right back and force the runner to make, or the batter, excuse me, to make weak contact, so it just goes right back in front of the catcher. Here, we are going to strike out looking, trying to draw a walk with Desmond Jennings. Did not work out. David Wright's, or, yeah, was that David Wright? I don't know. Will Myers, actually. He strikes out with a runner on first base to end the inning. So David Price is going to give up another hit with no outs in the inning, I believe. But we're going to see if he can get out of this jam with a runner on to start the inning. A little bit extended presentation. Trying to give you that playoff feel, you know what I'm saying? We got no outs in the inning. 0-2 count. And this batter is going to strike out looking on a curveball. Not a good pitch to not swing at, I guess would be the way to phrase that. There's not really a way to phrase it. I had it right in my head. I had the thought right. But anyway, Owings is going to throw this to second, and then Rendon is going to throw cancel, but then still get it over to first in time for the double play. So we get out of another inning. Scoreless game. Anthony Rendon is at bat, and he is going to take this one high and deep out to right center field, and that one is gone. A solo shot for 8-hitter Anthony Rendon, who had a really rough, below-average season, especially given that he was my personally named team co-MVP last season. Had a very down year, hitting just around 250 all season. But he is delivering in the playoffs, hitting quite well, a little bit over his normal averages, right around the 275 mark, which is good. So we get a home run from him there to give us a 1-0 lead, and David Price is on the mound still, and he is going to induce a ground out. Owings will throw it over to first. Desmond Jennings at bat again is going to ground out. He was working a pretty good count right there. But wait, Chris Johnson throws that one away. That's going to end up being a double on the air. He's going to get to second base, and then the next batter is going to hit this one right up the middle, and Jennings is actually going to hold up at third for the next batter, who strikes out Goldschmidt. And the next batter, Will Myers, is working a 3-2 count, and he is going to also strike out, so we do not end up packing on a run in this situation. Unfortunately, it's still just a 1-0 lead. Did not want to test the outfielder's arms. All of them have very strong arms. Anyway, Freddie Freeman strikes out here, and we're going to be batting once again in the top of the 7th inning, 0-0 count, and the hitter, I believe that's Miguel Montero, is going to get on base here with a double. It might be Chris Owings, actually. It's hard to tell with this preview screen. It's screwed up. I got to figure out how to fix it. Anyway, the pitcher gets a strikeout right there. I don't believe that's Julio Teheran. I believe that's someone else at this point. I forgot to see who it was. Anyway, this is going to be a hit out to left field, and the runner is going to be just past the catcher's glove on that play. So we take a 2-0 lead here in the 7th inning. And now another, looked like it was going to be just a regular ground out, but for some reason, Freddie Freeman threw it over to second. Anyway, Price still on the mound, trying to hold on for the win, and he is going to strike out Shane Victorino. Gus Schlosser comes into the game now, down 2-0, trying to just keep the Diamondbacks from scoring more, keep his team into the game. Well, he's not going to do that, because the only second pitch of the game is first batter. Desmond Jennings hits it right in between 3 of the fielders and is going to bounce out from off the grass for a ground rule double. Probably would have triple, maybe even an inside the park home run if it hadn't been for that. And then the next batter, David Wright, is going to drive him home with a double to the other side of the field that splits 2 defenders this time. Well, it should have been a double, but he wasn't that fast. So Jordan Walden's going to come into the game now. Had a very rough outing in his first 2 innings of the playoffs. Had a lot of walks. Will Myers is going to take this one out to right field, and the right fielder dives and misses it completely. David Wright's going to have enough to come home, and Will Myers is going to be in there safely for a triple. He probably could have gone for a home run if he was a little faster, but he is not the fastest outfielder in the world, at least on these rosters. I don't think he's that slow in real life, but you got to take and then give somewhere else. Anyway, next batter is going to also get a hit, so now it's a 4-0 lead as Will Myers comes around to score. I believe it's Will Myers. I might be completely wrong on this. Again, preview screen's been screwed up. I gotta figure out a way to fix this. Eddie Rosario at bat is going to take this one deep out to right center, and Jennings misses the jump, so it's going to be a solo home run. David Price cannot maintain the shutout, so The Braves end up getting 1 run, but they need 4 more if they want any chance of at least trying to come back for the victory. And that was all they would get that inning. It was the 8th. And so we're going to go to the bottom of the 9th. David Price is still going to be on the mound. You're going to see the video here in a second. David Price still on the mound with 2 outs, and he is going to force the batter to pop up. And the Diamondbacks are headed back to the NLCS for, I believe, only the 2nd time in franchise history, possibly 3rd. I believe it might be the 3rd time in franchise history. The only other time I can think of that they went to the NLCS is when they won the World Series in 2001 against the New York Yankees. And also their only other 100-win season in franchise history besides this one. The Braves are going to have to pack up and go home because they have been eliminated from the playoffs. I thought Tehran pitched very well, only gave up 1 earned run, I believe, but that ended up being the difference in the end. Price pitched well enough to keep, well, dominant basically. He only gave up one really costly hit, and that was that home run. So anyway, NLCS, our opponent is going to be the St. Louis Cardinals. We are going to play Game 1 of that series, as well as elimination games in the NLCS. It's going to be Danny Salazar taking on Michael Wacha at Chase Field, so stay tuned. Player of the game is David Price, and he pitched dominantly in this game. I'm going to leave you guys with the stats in the playoffs so far, and we are going to see our first matchup in the NLCS preview. Thank you guys for watching, as always.